guys, my name is Sarah Cater and you're watching Aliens, Clones, and Airships. So today I'm going to be talking to you about a book that was released today called The Scary Godmother by Vivienne Savage, writing as Dominique Kristine. Having your powers bound is a fate worse than death for a lot of magical creatures. Upon Skylar Karazi's return to PNRU for her second year, she discovers that some of her friends have had their powers bound because of events that transpired in the previous year. After a break-in at the new apartment that she shares with some of her friends, Skylar quickly realizes that this year is not going to be any easier. Between personal training lessons, mysterious disappearances, and the emergence of a Leanne and she, Skylar has her work cut out for her. If you enjoyed the humor, suspense, and magical elements in The Hidden Court, then The Scary Godmother is not going to disappoint you. Skylar's courses and training lessons are even more brutal than the previous year. The reader learns about the history and facts about creatures of light and dark along with the students at PNRU. And it is extremely fascinating but relatable to watch Skylar as she struggles to come into the powers that come along with being the type of fae that she ascended into. As with the first book, the character development and characters themselves are extremely relatable and realistic. The struggles that Skylar faces this year come from the themes of light and dark and what it means to be ethical while practicing magic. Skylar's sentinel in training and totally hot yet secret boyfriend, Gabriel, explains that fae have not always been the best at practicing consent. Consent in the world of magic, especially to fae, is a new concept, which isn't hard to understand considering humans aren't the best at consent either. So Gabriel discusses what some of the fae have done in the past that don't exactly reflect the idea of being ethical. Fae are notorious for getting what they want however they want. If Selkie, a type of fae, wants something from a human, all they have to do is be around the human because their power is to exude sex appeal. So people are immediately attracted to them whether or not they want to consent to whatever it is that the Selkie wants. And another thing that fae have done in the past that is not exactly ethical is to create love potions and use them to make humans fall in love. So these are themes that are talked about. Gabriel discusses them in detail with Skylar, and these themes are also discussed within the magical classes. And there's something that you would hope people would understand in general, but apparently it needs to be taught because not everybody is quite there, just like humans, unfortunately. Also, figuring out who and what the Scary Godmother, Leanne and she is a very interesting storyline. So I really enjoyed reading about that. I can't wait to see where this next book is going and how it continues on. But I think that this series is a really interesting concept. And again, I think I mentioned in the previous video that this series reminds me a lot of the House of Night series, where it's a bunch of kids at a school learning how to come into their powers, but the difference is this has a couple other creatures than just vampires. Also, the cool thing about this series is that it includes creatures from other books and plays, such as the Fairy Godmother from Cinderella and King Oberon and Queen Titania from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. So I think if you liked that play, you are really going to like the portrayal of these characters in this book. So this book is extremely interesting, fast-paced, and a good continuation of the first book in this series. A lot of your questions from the previous book are answered in this book, and if they're not, they're probably going to be answered in the third, fourth, or fifth books in this series, which I just found out are going to be a thing. I'm so excited to hear that there are going to be 3 new books. The titles and the book covers have not been released yet. I do have a very short synopsis of what the third book is going to be about, but I'm going to save that for a future video where I show the release of the third book cover. What I can tell you, however, is that this third book in the series, it's probably going to be in the perspective of another person that a lot of us like in this series. Stay tuned for that video coming out soon, hopefully. As soon as the book cover is ready, I will be releasing a video with the reveal of the cover and the short synopsis of what the book is going to be about. Very excited for that. Very excited to read more because this book was a great continuation, like I said. I really enjoyed reading it, and the characters were just as interesting, if not more, than the last book. Anyway, this has been fun. I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye!